Young onset dementia refers to dementia diagnosed in people under 65, affecting thousands worldwide with conditions like Alzheimer's disease, frontotemporal dementia, and vascular dementia. It can emerge in someone's 50s, 40s, or even 30s, upending lives with a suddenness and severity that defies the common perception of dementia as an elderly person's illness. This isn't just a medical diagnosis. It's a life-altering event that ripples through families, workplaces, and communities, often catching everyone unprepared. Genes play a significant role in young-onset dementia, casting a shadow that's hard to ignore. Up to 10% of cases are linked to inherited mutations, a higher proportion than in later-onset dementia. Specific genes, like AP, PSEN1, and PSEN2, can trigger familial Alzheimer's disease, often striking in the 40s or 50s, while other mutations are tied to frontotemporal dementia. If your parent or sibling had young-onset dementia, your risk climbs, especially if it onset early. A family history isn't a guarantee, though. It's a clue, not a verdict. For every genetic case, many more arise sporadically, influenced by a tapestry of factors beyond DNA. This genetic thread offers both challenge and opportunity. For families with a known history, genetic counseling can illuminate risks, helping individuals decide whether to pursue testing. A positive result might spur proactive planning, financial, medical, or emotional, while a negative one offers relief. Yet, genetics aren't the whole story. Lifestyle choices like diet and exercise intertwine with environmental exposures, think pollution or head injuries, to shape outcomes. Scientists believe these elements can amplify or mute genetic predispositions, meaning a 40-year-old with a risky gene might delay symptoms by staying active and healthy, while another succumbs earlier due to neglect. It's a complex dance, but one where personal agency can shift the rhythm. Young onset dementia redraws the map of life expectancy with sobering precision. On average, survival spans about 10 years from diagnosis, though this varies widely. Alzheimer's disease, the most frequent culprit, offers a median survival of 11.3 years, while frontotemporal dementia clocks in at 10.6 years, and vascular dementia, tied to cardiovascular health, stretches to 12.3 years. Age at diagnosis matters, too. Younger, healthier bodies may resist longer, but the disease's relentless march still cuts decades from what might have been. A 45-year-old diagnosed today might not see 60, a stark contrast to peers planning retirement. This timeline isn't fixed, however. Early diagnosis can extend both quantity and quality of life. Medications, therapies, and lifestyle adjustments, like a nutrient-rich diet or physical activity, can slow progression, while robust support systems ease the strain on families. A 50-year-old with vascular dementia, for instance, might gain years by managing blood pressure and quitting smoking, turning a grim prognosis into a window of meaningful moments. Still, young-onset dementia remains life-limiting, its variability a reminder that each case demands tailored care. The clock ticks, but how it's spent matters deeply. Spotting young-onset dementia early can shift its trajectory, but the signs are subtle, often masquerading as everyday stress. Here's what to watch for. Behavioral changes. A steady partner becomes irritable or apathetic, snapping over small things, or withdrawing from social circles. A 47-year-old might impulsively quit their job or make off-color remarks, traits alien to their former self. Language struggles. Words vanish mid-conversation. A 53-year-old chef might pause, unable to name a spatula, or repeat stories unaware. Sentences grow tangled, comprehension fades, and frustration mounts. Physical clues. Coordination falters. A 50-year-old artist drops brushes, stumbles on stairs, or notices tremors. These hints, tied to motor neurons or brain regions, signal trouble beyond aging. Cognitive slips. Complex tasks unravel. A 46-year-old parent can't plan a vacation or follow recipes they once knew by heart. Dates slip, decisions paralyze, and multitasking becomes a maze. These red flags whisper rather than shout, easily dismissed as fatigue or distraction. A 48-year-old forgetting a meeting might laugh it off, but repetition demands attention. If these persist, a neurologist's evaluation is critical, self-diagnosis risks delay, and time is precious. Early action unlocks treatments, support, and even trial therapies, turning awareness into power. Young-onset dementia doesn't merely affect memory or cognition, it dismantles entire ecosystems of daily life. Consider a 48-year-old teacher, passionate about shaping young minds, who begins forgetting lesson plans and student names. Within months, she's forced to leave her job, her income vanishing just as her family faces mounting medical bills. The financial strain is immediate and brutal. Savings erode, mortgages loom, and the prospect of long-term care casts a daunting shadow. For many, this loss of earning power comes at a time when they're supporting children, paying off homes, or planning for retirement, dreams that dissolve as resources dwindle. Emotionally, the toll is equally devastating. The person diagnosed might feel their identity slipping away. Once a reliable parent, spouse, or professional, they now struggle with tasks they mastered effortlessly. A 50-year-old mechanic, for instance, might find he can no longer fix engines, his hands betraying him as his mind falters, leaving him grappling with shame and frustration. For families, the shift is seismic. Spouses become caregivers overnight, juggling work and home life while mourning the partner they once knew. Children, too young to fully understand, may feel neglected or resentful as parental roles invert. The emotional storm brews resentment, guilt, and exhaustion, testing even the strongest bonds. Beyond the household, young-onset dementia reverberates through society. These individuals are often at their career peaks, engineers, teachers, artists, whose expertise and energy fuel economies and communities. Their sudden exit creates gaps, projects stall, teams scramble, and local businesses feel the pinch. The broader ripple effect includes strained healthcare systems, as younger patients require specialized services not always tailored to their age group. Families, meanwhile, face increased rates of anxiety, depression, and isolation, amplifying the societal cost of a condition that strikes when people are still expected to contribute, not withdraw. Young-onset dementia carries a unique cruelty. It's a master of disguise, often overlooked because it doesn't fit the stereotype of dementia. Society associates memory loss with gray hair and retirement. So when a 52-year-old accountant starts missing deadlines, or a 45-year-old nurse grows uncharacteristically short-tempered, the initial assumption is stress, burnout, or a midlife crisis. Doctors, too, may misdiagnose, prescribing antidepressants or recommending therapy instead of probing for neurological causes. This delay, sometimes years, robs individuals of early interventions that could slow progression or ease symptoms, leaving them and their families adrift in uncertainty. The symptoms themselves add to the challenge. Unlike later-onset dementia, where memory loss is the hallmark, young-onset dementia often presents differently. A 49-year-old might not forget where they parked their car, but could suddenly struggle with balance, drop tools inexplicably, or lash out at loved ones. Signs that don't scream dementia to the untrained eye. Frontotemporal dementia, more common in younger cases, might transform a reserved librarian into someone impulsive or socially inappropriate, bewildering friends who chalk it up to a personality shift rather than a disease. These atypical presentations, behavioral, physical, or language-based, make young-onset dementia a chameleon, slipping past detection until it's entrenched. The stakes of this invisibility are high. Younger people are more likely to face rarer dementia types, like frontotemporal or Lewy body dementia, which carry distinct challenges and require specialized care. Yet awareness remains low, even among healthcare providers, leading to prolonged diagnostic journeys. Socially, the stigma is a barrier. A 55-year-old might hesitate to admit they're struggling, fearing judgment or job loss, while friends and employers misinterpret symptoms as laziness or emotional instability. This isolation compounds the burden, turning a manageable condition into a lonely, misunderstood fight. While genes are immutable, young-onset dementia's risks aren't invincible. Proactive steps can bolster defenses. Live well, a diet bursting with greens, nuts, fish, and olive oil, think Mediterranean, fuels brain health, while 30 minutes of daily movement, walking, yoga, swimming, keeps blood flowing. Limit alcohol and skip smoking, both erode cognition over time. Guard your heart. High blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes aren't just heart risks, they choke brain vessels. Regular checkups, meds as prescribed, and weight management build a vascular shield. Hear clearly. Midlife hearing loss doubles dementia odds. Get tested, use aids if needed. Clear sound keeps the brain engaged, staving off decline. Stay connected. Loneliness weakens resilience. Coffee with friends, volunteering, or family game nights fortify mental armor. Emotional bonds buffer stress and sharpen thinking. Challenge your mind. Puzzles, learning Spanish, or mastering chess build cognitive reserves, mental savings for later. A 45-year-old tackling a new skill today might delay symptoms tomorrow. These aren't cures, but they're weapons. Studies suggest 40% of dementia cases could be delayed or prevented by tackling such factors, a statistic that empowers action. Start now, small shifts compound into big wins. Young-onset dementia is a thief, stealing futures from those who least expect it, parents, professionals, dreamers in their prime. Yet it's not unbeatable. Understanding its reach, recognizing its clues, and fighting its risks arm us with hope. By sharing this knowledge, we lift the veil on a silent struggle, transforming it into a collective call for awareness, support, and resilience. Let's not wait for it to strike. Let's meet it head-on. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below. If you found this video helpful, we'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.